Come inside American Airlines Arena. Game 2 of our triple header tonight. It's the defending champion Power against Tri-State here from American Airlines Arena. Updated standings show Power. If they win, they'll be tied with the triplets for first. Tri-State, some tough losses right now sitting at 2-4. Ed Cohen back with Avery Johnson. Game 1, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf turning back the clock. 13 points. The enemies, a tough loss, maybe ending their playoff hopes here in 2019.
And we talked about this being elimination and survival Saturday. It also is desperation Saturday because we saw a team that was really desperate in the three-headed monsters. They had just an unbelievable effort by Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, especially in the second half. Very efficient from the three-point line and really inspired his team.
Third win for the three-headed monsters, ending a 4-game losing streak. As for game number 2, our rosters presented by State Farm. Power, the defending champs, so good with Maggette, Big Baby, and Mobley. Tri-State, Amar'e Stoudemire leading the way with co-captain Nate Robinson. But the story the last few years has been Power under Nancy Liberman. 12-2 in that span. Champions a year ago with the title in Brooklyn, and Corey Maggette an MVP season. He missed the first 3 games of this one, Avery, but guess what? He has picked up right where he left off last year.
And he's picked it up in a nice way. Yesterday, though, he said he was a little bit concerned because he slightly strained his hamstring. So we'll see, how he's moving tonight. But this is a guy that, had one of the best lockdown defensive performances of the year in terms of the way he slowed down Joe Johnson. So he's not only magnificent on the offensive end, but he can really get it going defensively.
Tri-State, a team that's evolved throughout this season. Jermaine O'Neal, their captain to start the year, didn't play a game, but they do have a dynamic duo that's lifted them at times here in 2019. A couple of former Knicks, Amar'e Stoudemire and little Nate Robinson.
Yeah, Amar'e Stoudemire came into the league in spectacular physical condition entering this season. His jump shot sets up his entire game. And then, Nate Robinson, he was the second leading scorer on the team last year. He must not only entertain tonight, Ed, but he must be effective.
Speaking of entertaining, Dr. J, look at the outfit. Classic Miami. He brings it once again here in week number 8. And on the other side, what a job Nancy Liberman, Lady Magic, has done at the helm of Power. They're trying to win back-to-back Big 3 titles. Quick review of the key rules. Here in the Big 3, first to 50 wins it. And you can't forget about the 4-point shot. A player must be touching any part of the 3 4-point circles. If they make it from there, it's a big boost for their club. All right, let's do it. Game number 2 for Miami. Robert Height begins with it for Tri-State. Stoudemire goes up, he's fouled, and just like that, a chance at a 3-point play.
We'll see if we can have back-to-back games where the team that gets off to the fastest start, they're the team that gets to 50 first and wins the game. We had it in our first game. Three-headed monsters got off to a fast start with, 3-point shots. Stoudemire, with the traditional 3-point play.
Julian Wright over the top. Maggette almost blocked by Richardson, but it gets Power on the board early.
The game is all about momentum. Who can gain momentum at the beginning of the game and seize all opportunity to sustain it.
Stoudemire against Big Baby. Fakes, almost hits. Rebound, Julian Wright. So Wright, Maggette, and Big Baby. Height, Richardson, stat for Tri-State as Maggette starting it going. Now 4-3 for Power.
Yeah, with Power, with Cuttino Mobley missing another game. It didn't really hurt them last week because all 5 of their players scored 6 or more points. So it's great teamwork.
Steal, Big Baby, spin and finish. Oh, Julian Wright, the big guys going to work for Power.
I saw Julian Wright walking in the hotel with a bag of groceries for his family. He not only bought the groceries on that play, but he delivered.
big baby. Muscling inside, missed the shot, didn't hit the rim. Stoudemire scores for Tri-State.
I should say he bought the groceries, cooked it, and served it.
Coach, GM, and the cook.
Yes.
Executive chef. Maggette dives. Bodies roll. He's trying to get a timeout. Instead, we'll get a jump ball. Now the possession arrow says power with it, and they'll have 5 on the shot clock.
This looked like two teams with playoff implications. Tri-State, they're going to be eliminated tonight with a loss. But Power is trying to maintain its position at the top of the standings.
I will say this in the Big Three, Avery, it is so physical. We don't get a lot of tie-ups and jump balls that go to the possession arrow. But we do here, and Nancy Liberman wants to run a play out of it. Carlos Boozer's come on. Height poked it away. Maggette and a shot clock violation.
Our coaches are really fancy tonight. Dr. J with the fancy shirt on. Coach Liberman with the fancy pants on. It's just a fancy kind of a night, Ed.
It's Miami. Got to bring it. What would you call that for Dr. J? Alligator outfit? Something along those lines.
Maybe Nancy's pants are more alligator. Dr. J is tropical.
There you go. Boozer. High arcing from Carlos Boozer. And this is second game with power after getting released by the Ghost Ballers.
Sometime when you get released or traded, it can serve as a motivation. And I know Carlos Boozer throughout his whole entire career, he's been a highly motivated player. So for him to get released, he didn't quit. He didn't give up. That's a great example for a lot of our young people that are watching.
Maggette's going to do the two-point shot. Stoudemire with all 7 for Tri-State. Maggette thus far with 4 for Power. This is as big a matchup as we'll see in this second game between Stoudemire and Maggette. If you look at his points, first 3 games, scored 23, then 20, 16 last week, and a win against the enemies. But that was the kind of game, Power without Cuttino Mobley. Nancy Liberman's team, a lot of balance across the board.
That balance was key. Now, and in their practice yesterday, Nancy Liberman stressed about not being a, Corey Maggette and the Jacksons, in the Jackson 5. She didn't want Corey Maggette to be Michael Jackson.
Boozer the steal, gave it back. Jay Rich, right place, right time for Tri-State. High energy start, 10-9, Power with the early advantage. Behind the back to Boozer, off the dribble. And in comes Richardson for the rebound. Right side on island. Richardson, fall away. Jay Rich knocks it down.
Jay Rich and Stoudemire struggled last week. Dr. J decided to bench him at the start of the second half, trying to send the message, but it just didn't work.
That was a loss to the Ghost Ballers. Maggette short. Richardson, you mentioned, Avery, season low 4 points. Stoudemire, season low 10. That really hurt Tri-State. Richardson off the mark, cleaned up by Carlos Boozer.
Carlos Boozer, terrific offensive rebound. But Jay Rich, they're going to need him to score more than 4 points this week like he did last week. I think they're going to need 24 from him tonight.
Early going in Miami, game number 2, Power with the lead over Tri-State. But tomorrow night at 6 Eastern, the toughest sport on dirt takes the stage in Oklahoma for the Express Ranches Classic. The Unleash the Beast series continues right here on CBS Sports Network. Corey Maggette, he was unleashed last year, the Big 3 MVP. 39 years old and a veteran of 14 NBA seasons. Some great, fun, high-flying years with the Los Angeles Clippers. And it translated into the Big Three MVP honors. Corey Maggette is with Michael Rappaport.
All right, Corey, it's a tight game so far. Thank you. Appreciate that. What are you guys going to do to pull this game out? These guys aren't going away. What are you guys going to do to get this win?
We really have to be efficient on the floor. We need to continue to play the way we're playing, capable playing, hard defense, and we know that this team is in a disarray. So we just got to be in attack mode every single time, continue to play our game.
How do you guys stay so consistent? Last year you guys won the chip. This year you guys are on a roll. How do you do it week after week, game after game?
Well, I think it's more about the camaraderie with our team, and that starts with us, with our practice time. It starts with Nancy really sending us our scouting reports, and also we go into dinner so we can actually talk about things. And that's been a big thing. I think one of the greatest teams to do that is San Antonio Spurs. So we really try to take away from their motto of Coach Popovich here.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. And can I keep the towel? Thank you so much. I got a towel. You got a towel, Avery? I don't see you with a towel.
No, I don't have a towel. Maybe I'd have to elevate my Big 3 status so that I can get a towel.
We saw Michael shooting free throws before the game. He was working a sweat before this all started.
Yes. It's amazing a guy like Corey Maggette that's so soft-spoken, but so powerful and physical on the court. This guy's just incredible shape.
Well, Maggette alluded to this. He didn't play for the Spurs, but he mentioned the model, the team dinners with Greg Popovich, the bottles and bottles of wine as Richardson misses. What can you tell us about how those helped your group?
Yeah, it's great chemistry. I was a part of those dinners for years. Pop would take the team out, and it wasn't just after a win on the road, but sometimes your team needs an uplifting moment after a loss. And he was legendary for taking the team out, as mad as he was about our defense or spacing or what he calls 0.5, make a decision in 0.5 seconds, pass, dribble, or shoot it. He still would take the team out to dinner and invite our families.
Pass the vino.
I was only drinking water when I was active in the NBA as a player.
I don't doubt it. Pop wasn't. Robinson tipped. Did he touch it last? He did. Good defense there by Power. Right now sitting on a 5-point lead.
Tri-State came out on fire. Power's back to take the lead.
Q Rich against J Rich, shaking the shoulders. Quentin Richardson missed it strong. Tri-State goes back to work. Robinson, yes, Nate Robinson with the first three for either side.
We talked about it earlier. You know, Nate's got to have a big game tonight. He's capable of scoring in bunches.
Right? No, Quentin Richardson with the follow.
And we know Nate, you know, slam dunk champion. He can entertain. But once he gets it going from behind the three-point line with his ability to break down the defense, boy, he can become unstoppable.
Almost on cue. That was a tough shot for the three-time slam dunk champ.
Yeah, see, when you're Nate's size, you got to have an open window. You got to be able to see the basket. And if you don't, then that's your sign in terms of decision-making to take the ball to the basket.
5'9", Nate Robinson. Amar'e Stoudemire is going to get a breather, and Corsley Edwards at 6'9", veteran of 10 NBA games back in the day with New Orleans, comes on and has the rebound. Robinson off the Edwards screen, pull-up jumper, in and out. Foul on Richardson. Nate Robinson with a two-point shot on the way.
Nate has that look in his eyes where he's just really focused. He's not really trying to get the crowd fired up right now.
These two teams, Avery, played against each other back in week 2 in Philadelphia. Cuttino Mobley scored 28 against Dr. J in his return to Philadelphia. But no Cuttino Mobley in this one. He's out. The good news is Corey Maggette, who is out for Power, first 3 weeks. Available again tonight.
And that's why, guys like Carlos Boozer is important, because you got to make up those 28 points from somewhere.
Boozer with the board. Richardson wants it off the cross-court feed, drills it. Good find by Julian Wright. Power 4 points from getting this one to the break.
Q had that same shot in practice yesterday, but his son ran out on the court and interrupted practice. He said, "Daddy, Daddy."
A little weekend fun for the family.
Yes, that's what I love about what Ice Cube has done in terms of creating a family environment for our players. Their families are welcome.
Right, tapped airborne by Edwards. Corsley Edwards open, almost had the steal and finish. Richardson, catch and shoot, hits the three. Quentin Richardson makes it 24-16.
We saw it in game one when Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf got hot. Had a lot of confidence. He was able to mix up his game.
No, and he flashes those threes as Robinson hits the teardrop. When Quentin Richardson does that, you almost want Darius Miles to be transported to power right this second. Those two are great with the Clippers. Early 2000s.
And it's really extraordinary, the makeover of the Los Angeles Clippers now with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Story of the offseason. Richardson flies and slams it down for Tri-State.
Jason Richardson's head was almost hit the basket. Wow, he can still fly.
Well, it's like we're talking about Nate Robinson, all these dunk titles. This guy could do it too.
I've said it over and over and over again. We have a minimum of 5 or 7 players in the Big Three that I think should get a phone call from the NBA for Veterans Camp.
4-point game. Remember, 1st to 25 gets us to the break. Edwards reverses. Oh, and Richardson missed it. Look at the fight to get the rebound. Robinson sets the feet. Push from behind by Boozer, knocking Edwards down. Loose ball foul.
Jay Rich said, I feel like I can fly. I can't sing this song.
Oh, the Space Jam?
Yes.
Yes.
You're probably better singing it than I.
I was 13 when it came out, so prime territory. I will say this, Nancy Liberman, Avery, she makes a move to her top group, 1 point from the break, trying to keep this whole lead going into halftime for Power.
Yeah, nice substitution here.
Robinson slicing, in and out. Big Baby can't get there. Robinson for 3.
Nate Robinson can absolutely make those 3-point shots, but I think he has to do a better job of recognizing when the defense is closing out really hard and shot fake and put that ball on the floor, because he's going to get an easy layup or create an easy 3 for his teammates.
And Maggette comes in, Avery. 3-pointer, halftime. Power up 27-20. Quentin Richardson stepping up from beyond the arc late first half.
Whenever you can provide a spark for your team coming off the bench, Nancy Liberman talked about it yesterday. Q, we want you to take and make your wide open shots.
Defending champs up 7, Mychel Rappaport, take it away.
All right, I'm here with Quentin Richardson, one of the OG knuckleheads. Okay, you caught a little fire in the first half. How you feeling about pulling this victory out?
Man, we just here to do what we do. Another week, playing power basketball the right way and just trying to win.
All right, you played with the Clippers, but you also had a good run with the Miami Heat. What does it mean to you be back on the floor in Miami?
Man, it's always great to be in Miami. I got a lot of love here. Played one outstanding season here. Love the organization, love the fans, and it's great.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. You're looking good out there.
Thank you, thank you.
Fellas, more unprecedented access.
Mychel, that's what it's all about. Q-Rich and Power taking advantage here in Miami. Halftime of the second game, a 7-point lead on Tri-State here in the Big 3. Brian Custer on the call last year when Power won the championship in 2018. And at the break of this one, it's Power with the lead over Tri-State. Ed Cohen back in Miami with Avery Johnson. What can you say about Power? Good close to that first half. They shot 60%, 10 of 19 to take a 7-point lead.
The Power stresses teamwork. When they're at breakfast in the morning and I have a chance to visit with them when you're at practice, it's all about teamwork, and you're seeing that tonight. It's not just the Corey Maggette show.
And my guy, he loves breakfast. Or Amar'e Stoudemire from Tri-State, Avery, got them going early in this one with 7 points.
They got them going early, but even though Big Baby Davis has struggled to score, you know, his defense has been very helpful. Pick and roll defense, isolation defense, help defense. But Q Richardson came off the bench, gave him a huge lift, superb three-point shooting. You know, and that's his signature shot. He is a three-point shooter.
Let's take a look at the first half numbers. Power shooting a high percentage. They were 3 of 5 from three-point range. Corey Maggette with 9 points to pace Power. And again, keep in mind, no Cuttino Mobley in this one for Power. Just think about how dangerous this team could be when you combine Mobley and Maggette healthy in the playoffs.
Very dangerous. Could be a team, obviously, that can win it again.
Big Baby stripped. Good hustle by Q Rich. Wonder shoot, gets it back and does not get it away in time. It's a violation.
Big Baby Davis is struggling a little bit tonight. He's only had, you know, he had 1 field goal attempt in the first half, so they can get him going a little bit and get 6 or 8 points from him in the second half, depending on how Carlos Boozer gets it going when he re-enters the game.
For Tri-State, Robert Height with the ball. The 3 grazes the net. Jay Rich heads up play, put down by Stoudemire, but it did not clear the cylinder. Basket interference, wave it off.
Boy, if we were in Europe, that would have been a basket. Because in Europe, if the ball is live on the cylinder.
Now, he last played in Israel, so maybe still with that frame of mind.
And I've advocated for the European rule for years. I think it's a great rule.
Q Rich, bit shaken up on the Power bench. So Julian Wright is summoned back in. Corey Maggette right in front of us. Loose, he's talking to fans. He's telling off Michael Rappaport tonight. He's doing it all.
And gave Michael Rappaport a towel. We're still waiting on ours.
Big Baby, the rip through, and he's going to the low. A 2-point shot. By the way, Nancy Liberman, you can relate to this as a coach. You come out of the half up by 7, a shot clock violation to begin that half. Let's see how Power responds here going forward.
And let's see how Baby Davis responds, because sometimes when you're struggling from the field, if you can get to the free throw line and have success, where he was unsuccessful in that attempt, and the worst thing you can do, Tri-State, is have a lane violation. But if he can make this free throw and just get himself going a little bit.
Second chance. 0 for 2 on that trip, but Wright tracks it down. Maggette for 3. Wright can't get there for the rebound. Stoudemire. Davis the steal. Maggette with the bucket. Big Baby with the swipe.
We talked about it with Larry Sanders in the first game. His teammate threw him a pocket pass. He didn't finish in the paint. But on the next play, defensively, he blocked the shot. Same thing with Big Baby Davis. Struggling from the field, missed his free throws, but then he played magnificent defense on Stoudemire.
Making an impact, no doubt about it. All right, the crossover. Lost his footing. Jason Richardson whistled for the foul. He doesn't like it.
I think Jason Richardson, had he not reached in at the last minute.
Yes.
then that probably would have been a travel. So good call on the ref's part.
Little Saginaw, Michigan fire there from Jay Rich.
And you know I agree with referees all the time.
Yes. Especially from this seat. Stoudemire can't get there. Richardson off the bounds. Second effort goes.
I am so impressed with Jason Richardson's ability to elevate above the basket and finish in traffic. Played with Jay Rich for a year, my last year in the NBA in the 2003-2004 season. He was a young fella.
Out there in Golden State. Carlos Boozer back in for Big Baby Davis.
Nice substitution here. Give Big Baby Davis a little bit of a blow.
Richardson hangs and finishes. I think he wanted a little more, but he gets to 2.
But a lot of times, a traditional assist in basketball is when you pass the ball to your teammate and he scores.
Yep.
That was an assist on Amar'e Stoudemire's part by holding off the defense legally to create that wide open driving lane for Jason Richardson to the basket. So right here, Stoudemire holds off Boozer just enough for Jason Richardson to be successful on his drive to the basket.
Boozer can't answer.
Awareness in basketball is on so many different levels. That was just impressive awareness on Amar'e Stoudemire's part.
No,
and
Anthony
really,
Andersen with the loose ball there in the baseline, the sideline seats.
Yeah, and that's a part of being unselfish.
Yeah. Maggette is fouled. He is going to the line for a 2-point shot. So both teams trying to find their rhythm here after halftime, but Power right now still maintaining a 3-point lead.
Yeah. Love Corey Maggette, but man, he sold that like a Hollywood actor on that move.
So that's what he took away from his time with the Clippers. By the way, Anthony Andersen, you watch him near a basketball court, can't help but think back to the days of hang time with Reggie Theus acting as head coach. And a court smaller than this one that they use for the Big 3.
Anthony's always been a huge fan of the game of basketball.
Yes.
On all different levels. But to have him here tonight supporting us, the Big 3, that's a strong statement. It's somebody that's had the career he's had.
Julian Wright's going to shoot a 2-point shot. This is on Robert Height of Tri-State. Power entering this week 5-1. The triplets with their bye. So if Power wins, they'll be tied with the triplets at 6-1 going to the Big 3 ball out next week in Dallas. And keep in mind, Power did have that win against the triplets earlier this year.
Wow, the Big 3 ball out next week. 6 games. Teams are going to be on the fence for playoff contention.
Good D by Boozer, took it away, and he scores against Stat. This guy seems completely re-energized after coming over from the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, that's what adversity, that's what happens.
Jay Rich, the adjustment in midair to put it in.
And normally, as a coach, Ed, you talk to players about catch the ball with 2 hands. Jay Rich said, no, not this time, coach. 1 hand is all I need.
And they give him the foul. He has a chance at a 3-point play.
Yeah, body control. If he was a wide receiver, Odell Beckham, it's like catching a touchdown in the end zone with 1 hand.
The way he does that in warm-ups now, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Cleveland, here he comes. Maggette trying to get around Height. Contact, offensive foul. Charge on Maggette, drawn by Jason Richardson.
You cannot tell me that Tri-State doesn't want to win this game. Jason Richardson is just sacrificing his body for the team.
He talked about it, how much Richardson and Stoudemire struggled last week. Stoudemire traveled before the dunk. Fans don't like it.
I don't know about that call. Looked like he was balanced. Dr. J didn't like that call either. his tropical shirt was about to come off.
Props to the doctor.
Love Dr. J.
All right, Eurostep, switch to the left. Julian Wright, as good as it gets. And Power with the 37-31 advantage on Tri-State. Here in South Florida, Big 3 rolls on over South Beach on CBS Sports Network. 13 points for Corey Maggette. Power with the lead over Tri-State. Follow the Big 3 across all of your favorite social media platforms. Oh, Nancy Liberman, defending champion coach with Power. Lady Magic is mic'd up.
1, 2, 3, Power. Hey, let's push the playoffs right now. Yeah, exactly. Right now.
Be alert, side. Way to play. Here we go. Come on, guys. Box out.
Brooklyn-born Avery Johnson, there is a level of engagement for the Naismith Hall of Famer that might be unmatched in the Big 3 in terms of head coaches. Last year, the Coach of the Year, and led Power to the title.
Players, you know, when they respect you as a coach, that's important. But the Power team, they not only respect Nancy Liberman and all of her accomplishments, Hall of Fame, Lady Magic, but they actually love her.
Yeah.
And when you have a team that respects and loves their coach, they'll run through a wall for you.
The level of preparation as Wright fouls Robinson. Emails, videos, long sessions after practice, what she brings to the job. I mean, there's a reason why she was the first woman to win a title in a professional men's league last year.
Yeah, she's always prepared. She had some of the most legendary off-season training regimen when she played the game of basketball. And it's just carried over into her coaching. She communicates with her team all week long. She looked like she has an encyclopedia size of notes at practice.
Well, right now our team's up by 4. Maggette, Big Baby, Julian Wright for Power. Oh, Jay Rich in the face from Maggette. Offensive foul. Tri-State hanging in there right now, down by 4.
Sometimes you can't get players to take 2 charges in 5 games. This is Jay Ritz's second charge tonight.
That's the second one called on Maggette as well. Tri-State, they've been in so many games this year, but there have been some really tough losses, and what's hurt most has been their performance after halftime. Dr. J going forward with Richardson, Robinson, and Stat. Jay Rich steps out and nails the 3. It's a 1-point game.
Jason Richardson is playing with a lot of confidence tonight.
Right nose, Stoudemire, the one-arm rebound. Richardson, he was on the sideline and out of bounds.
It sends a message to your team when I'm not only going to score from behind the 3-point line, which he just did, but I'm going to sacrifice my body.
Yeah.
For the greater good of our team. That's toughness.
Right, denied by Stoudemire. He turned the corner and Stat was waiting. And now Stoudemire going to work. 3 to shoot. Nate, 1 to shoot. Almost. That would have given Tri-State the lead. Maggette, the switch to the left, and the finish for Corey Maggette.
For Tri-State to be successful tonight, Stoudemire is going to have to shoot his mid-range shot. He's an outstanding shooter from mid-range. He's just looking to drive the ball. They're playing him for the drive every single time.
Robinson. Big Baby somehow comes away with it.
When Stoudemire played with the Phoenix Suns, we used to, on the scouting report, talk about his mid-range shot just as much as his right-handed drives to the basket. His mid-range shot was just like a guy that was prolific from behind the three-point line.
Well, first, the block. But Corey Maggette, Avery, that's how it's done, to the left hand.
When you're able to finish with both hands in the paint, it keeps the defense off balance.
Well, Corey Maggette here tonight with 15. He's 5 of 10. He's made a 3. 16 points last week, his season low, but came in a win. Has the advantage size-wise. Fall away. Just short against Nate.
You know, little guys don't like to get posted up.
Richardson gets it back. Look at a tussle inside. Here's a little guy. Little Nate with the 3. Tie game at 39 in Miami.
Coming into tonight's game, and I thought this game would be close and animated.
Dr. J's team is right back in it.
Tri-State's fighting for their lives. Bodies all over the floor.
Nate Robinson with 12 points. He's made 2 threes. He's given a jolt to Tri-State. He's given a jolt to many teams over the years. 11 NBA seasons for the former basketball and football player at the University of Washington. Avery Johnson, just a tough guard from Seattle.
Yeah, one of Seattle's finest. I know he was a huge fan of guys like Gary Payton when he was growing up, when Gary was playing for the Seattle Supersonics. But that 3 that Nate made, that's the type of threes that he has to take. Wide open threes. Nobody between Nate Robinson and Seattle on that last three-point shot. But when the defense converges on you and close out, then you have to put the ball on the floor and try to create a shot at the basket for yourself or an open shot for Jason Richardson or Stoudemire, one of his teammates.
Oh, I saw him win the slam dunk in Dallas in 2010. Cowboy cheerleaders were there. Big 3 bowl out next week. All 12 teams, 6 games in Dallas for now. Nate Robinson and Tri-State. They've outscored Power 19-12 since the break to tie the game.
And that's what I love about the Big 3 and specifically Ice Cube. This will be a big extravaganza next week in Dallas with 6 games. You can see all of the stars from the Big 3.
Another block. Stoudemire and Robinson's foul.
And all in one night, eh?
Yes. This is a turnaround from Tri-State after halftime that we have not seen in quite some time. Stoudemire getting it done on both ends of the floor. And now a chance for Tri-State to take their first lead since it was 11-10 here against Power.
All the Big 3 players talk about their workout routines in between games and how they are continuing to just get stronger and stronger and stronger, especially in the second half of the Big 3 season with teams, you know, in this playoff push. Nate Robinson, I don't think he ever takes a day off from basketball. Tomorrow, he'll probably be playing in a summer league game in Seattle.
Gotta love it. Long flight, but he'll take it. Here's Boozer. Maggette denied. Stoudemire out of bounds. Blocked it back to Seattle.
Yes, and he had the Dikembe Mutombo finger twirl when Dikembe used to block shots. He used to say, no, 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 not in my house. I don't think you could do it. I don't think you can make that sign towards a player. It would be a technical foul.
MJ got him back that one time. Robinson nails the 3. Wave the finger. Wave the trifecta. Tri-State by 5 over Power.
We talked about Nate not necessarily entertaining tonight, but being effective.
3 to shoot. Maggette Robinson goes down. Maggette powers his way literally to the basket.
If that's not an offensive foul on Corey Maggette with Nate Robinson defending him, I don't know what an offensive foul is. That's an offensive foul. Wow, I agree with Dr. J on that one.
The little general sticking up for his 5'9" brethren. Richardson, step back three, drills it over Boozer. Tri-State 47-41 over Power. And it is point game against the defending champs.
And that was his pet move. He's been Jason Richardson, when he wants to get an open three-point shot and create space, he loves to one dribble between the legs, step back, or the crossover dribble in front, but it's going to be towards his left. He's not as effective going right with that same move.
Power's only loss this season was against Trilogy, week 3 in Atlanta. That was a game Big Baby was ejected. And right now, Tri-State trying to be the second team this year to defeat Power. Right now, it's a 6-point cushion.
I was wondering why we didn't see Q Richardson back in the game. Looked like he has an ice bag on his on his right ankle, because he had 8 points in the first half.
Tweaked it late in the first half. And now he just got back to the bench after receiving treatment. And you see Cuttino Mobley to his right. Out once again for Power. Last foul on Robinson is going to give Maggette a 2-point shot. He's as good a free throw shooter as there is in the league. Clippers all-time leader in free throws made, and the announcer jinx. You hate to do that.
Why do you do that, Ed?
Well, he's going to have another crack at it at least.
Boy, as a coach, you got to have some non-negotiables. And this is a non-negotiable. When you're the team that's boxing out on the free throw line and you're the defensive team, you have to secure the rebound. It's 3 against 2. It's a numbers game. And you got to have the speed and the acceleration to get to a loose ball that may bounce around the free throw area towards the sideline. You have to accelerate.
46-point rule. Made free throw, and Power retains possession trailing. Maggette denied by Stoudemire. Another block shot and a clothesline foul. Maggette knocking Robinson into the first row of seats.
Stoudemire's been outstanding defensively. Blocking shots on the ball, coming from the weak side. Look for Nate Robinson to try to win it with a 3-point shot here.
Point game, Tri-State. Robinson against Big Baby. Look at Big Baby. Look at Robinson for the win. Oh, yes! And good. Tri-State wins it. What do you say, Nate?
Nate the Great. We predicted it. Nate just makes us look so good as announcers and analysts and prognosticators. What are we at?
We'll take it all day long. Nate Robinson entertaining the entertainers. Tri-State with the upset of Power in Miami.
Tried to get Big Baby Davis involved in a pick and roll situation to force a switch. Here they got the switch. Baby Davis got out of position here and committed what we call a double error. Not only do you go for the steal and you're successful, and then you follow the 3-point shooter and he makes it and wins the game for Tri-State.
Big Baby with the big hug. Dr. J and company loving it. Tri-State outscores Power, Avery, 30-16 after the break.
Dr. J, he put his hands on his head and he said, hey, you're giving me gray, even more gray hair.
Michael Rappaport with Nate Robinson.
All right, Nate the Great. I've seen pick and rolls. That was out pick and pick up by Glen Big Baby Davis. Talk to me about that last play, that last shot. Did you know you were taking the shot?
Well, I see there was 2 seconds left. But before the first half, I was playing horrible. So a couple air balls, had to get my legs under me. My teammate told me to keep shooting the ball, just be you. Coach said today, just go in and beat Nate Robinson. So I did that.
What did it mean to knock the champions off today? I mean, you know,
did from last year. We had some good battles. We won the first game. They won it when it counted. There's a little payback. So hopefully this can get us going. We win the next game. We're in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, the playoffs are here. You guys are on fire. This is going to be a big win. You got 2 more weeks until the playoffs. What are you guys going to do to tighten it up for next week?
We just got to get the win no matter what. Do whatever it takes. We go inside to Amar'e, get Jason the ball, let him do his thing, and we just bring in energy.
All right, well, congratulations. One of the most exciting plays in Big 3 history. Nate the Great Robinson with the pick and pick up here in Miami.
Gotta love it, Mychel. Nutmeg last week in Chicago. South Beach sizzle 1 week later.